What if you don't need to live in pain and suffering? What if you could give up your karma and have a life of abundance and joy? What if you could start creating magic and miracles that you never thought were possible? Get ready to listen, share, and experience the magic that is you. Now, here's the host of Creating Abundance with Ease radio show, Dr. Helen Gitlevich.
Welcome. I'm Helen Gitlevich on Creating Abundance with Ease, and today our topic of the show is, what do you believe in? Do you believe in magic, or do you believe in what this reality is telling you? What if there is much more to you than simply breathing, eating, sleeping, and working? What magic is real, and you are it? And because in the commercial that you heard before, we were talking about magic and believing in magic. As kids believe in magic. I remember growing up, and I read all kinds of fairy tales, and parents encouraged the kids to read the fairy tales. Some of them are actually gruesome, but it's still fun. I remember reading anywhere from Russian fairy tales to Brother Grimm to Kurdish fairy tales to Arabian Nights. And every single one of those fairy tales talked about good and evil, about good, kind of like overcoming the evil, but at the same time about magic, like genies. And what if we are magical, all of us? Think back into like all your life. There were episodes that you could say were miracles, but we ignore them. A lot of times we kind of like dismiss them as being just a coincidence. We think about somebody and that somebody calls us in that moment. Or we kind of like ask for something, like a law of attraction, and it does show up, like by magic. So what if it is magical? What if you are magical? Because as kids grow up, parents a lot of times, like in the beginning, they talk about magic. They talk about fairy tales, but saying that, oh, this is not real. And what is real? In prior shows, we talk about our points of view create our reality. So how much of you forgetting the magic actually create the reality of suffering? What if actually we choose something different today? A lot of times we pretty much talk about being in the kind of like in the flow of things. And that flow is ease. When we are in that flow, everything is so easy. Everything is pretty much what we desire. But at the same time, we're like, oh my God, it can't be that easy. What if it is? What if by choosing magic, by choosing big, and I'm not talking about witchcraft, which to me is more a religious aspect of magic. Wicca, people like worshiping nature, and it's wonderful. I love it. And what if not looking at it as a religion, we actually look at magic as something every one of us has. What if it's not a wrongness to have is in our lives? What if it's actually something that by asking, we can create everything and anything we desire? A lot of times in my life, when I saw magic, when I actually seen the miracles, I would say, oh my God, how did I do that? Did I do that? How did that happen? It cannot be. And of course, those points of view, they block it. They're not allowing us to create what we actually can create by asking that. I'd like to kind of like, let's do a little meditation. Close your eyes and allow yourself just to sense you being you as a body, and just notice how you're sitting or laying down. But if you're driving, don't close your eyes. But just notice everything about you, where you are, how you feel, what your thoughts are. And look at how miraculous your body is. Think about how many processes are going on in your body in that second. Bring your attention into the self and just think how many chemical processes, how many physiological processes, electrical impulses are going through your body. Is it a miracle? Or is it something we are so used to and never think about it? When I was in medical school, or actually no, it was in college, it was one of the biology classes. I remember doing an experiment. Because to me, life is magical. The whole life. Not even talking about like magic that we create. But life itself is magical. We were doing experiments with frogs. Kind of like being gods and to create life. And the experiment was to take the eggs of the frog and the sperm of the frog and put them together so the fertilization can happen and we can watch how the miracle of life actually occurs. And I remember sitting by the microscope, looking through the lenses and watching those little sperms going around, floating, and the eggs just sitting there waiting. Nothing is happening. It's just like little round thing, little like squirmy things going in the petri dish. Suddenly, I see one of the sperms touching the outside of the egg and getting inside. And there was an explosion. I'm not kidding you. There was an explosion of light. It was just incredible, and the feeling I got was beyond this reality. It was like magic is in front of me. And suddenly, from the two things, like one floating kind of leisurely, the other one is sitting in the petri dish, suddenly that structure or that system became alive. To me, that was magic. And the cells started dividing. 4, 8, 16, and so on and so forth. And within about 20 minutes, I could see a thing forming into a little, kind of like the froggy thingy. Within 2 days, there was a little frog hopping in that little petri dish, which we kind of like let it float in the aquarium. So how much we ignore the magic of life, how much we suppress our bodies by not looking at it as magical, how much we actually judging it and creating all that this is, also magically, by the way. How do you create a this is in a body which is a system that's supposed to function according to all the chemical processes? But the body is intelligent. It's listening to what we're saying to it. I'm not even talking about feeding it junk. And by junk, I'm not talking about junk food. I'm talking about all those chemicals that come with food, even if it's natural, even if it's organic, because it cannot be 100% organic. There is always stuff, always chemically modified seeds that fertilize the other seeds and so on and so forth. But what if it doesn't matter? What if we can be magically changing our bodies and ask it to be healthy, asking it to be strong, asking it to look what it desires to look like? What if every symptom that we have is our body communicating to us magically? And we have a clearing statement and access. So everything that doesn't allow you to perceive, know, be, and receive your body as magic it truly be, will you destroy and uncreate that? Thank you, right? The northern beard, black and black, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. How much are you ignoring the magic that you are, the magic that you create with other people? There is so much magical in the universe. And we are about to go on a break. You've been listening to Helen Gitlevich on Creating Abundance with Ease on the Inspired Choices Network. And we will be right back after the break. We will be discussing more of magic and us and what do you believe in. We'll be right back.
Many of us live our lives based on karma, on the past, and all the unfinished business in our lives. What would you choose if you did not have karma, or if you could choose what you desired instead? By tuning into Creating Abundance with Ease radio show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich, you'll receive tools and inspiration you can use to create the abundance in your life. You are an infinite being with infinite choices. Are you ready to have ease with creating abundance? Listen for Creating Abundance with Ease radio show every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email becomeahost@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is Creating Abundance with Ease radio show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich. To participate in the program, call in the U.S. 815-880-8255. Canada 613-800-8736. Or Skype us at Inspired Choices Network. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to helen.g@att.net. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Helen Gitlevich on Creating Abundance with Ease, and today our show topic is, what do you believe in? And before the break, we started talking about magic and your body and that you are magical. The idea of magic is nothing new, because we read in history that there were mages and people could perform miracles. In Bible, Christ was performing miracles, but somehow we stopped believing in that at some point. And of course, when we don't believe in it, magic starts disappearing. One of the ways I look at that is we pretty much forgot the magic, partly because we're trying to fit into this reality. What do I mean by that? This reality or people around us are so used to suffering, so used to having everything with difficulty. Kind of like you work hard and then you get your reward. It's almost like you have to deserve to receive something. What if you don't have to deserve? What if it's just innate to us to be the magic, to create magic in our lives? But then we go away from that because then our life would have been too easy. It's so crazy. It's like, what if it was too easy? What if it was easy? What if it was fun? Oh, but our neighbors are suffering. Our loved ones are suffering. But what if it's actually invitation for them to choose something different? What if magic is all around it? And it actually is. I started talking about our body, but look at the nature. How much gratitude and how much wonder do we feel in nature? Right now I'm looking outside my window, and that's spring in Chicago. So everything started to get green. How does the nature know that it's warming up? Yes, it's chemical. Yes, it's physiological. And yes, the trees and grasses and flowers, they know. How do they know? They just know. So what if we know? What if we actually know much more than we think we do? Because how often do you know not to go into certain place? It's kind of like, oh, I don't want to go, but then we don't trust ourselves. We don't trust our magic. We're like, no, it cannot be. So you go on a date, you go to that party, you go to the dark alley, and yes, something happens. But did it truly happen? Or you knew that you probably should avoid it, but then you didn't trust yourself. You didn't trust your knowing. You didn't trust your awareness. And you started suffering again and again and again. And we keep doing that. That's the definition of the insanity that Einstein was talking about, doing the same thing and expecting different results. My invitation to you, what if we start using our magic to our advantage instead of disadvantage? Because we create our life anyway, magically. But we create a lot of times using that magic to our disadvantage instead of advantage. We judge ourselves. We create all of that things that we're afraid of or don't desire. We create out of resistance and reactions or alignment and agreeing instead of from the choice. It's interesting. I was reading reference material for Access Consciousness today. We have at 9 in the morning on Wednesdays, Chicago time, Central Standard Time. It's for people who purchase reference material. And anybody can purchase it as long as you had the choice of possibilities. So we read out of them for an hour. And I loved what I read today in the morning, because I always wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's funny, but it's true. Almost every night I wake up and I cannot go to sleep. I fight. And what I'm going to quote Gary Douglas: when you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and you can't figure out what to do with yourself, that's when you have all the available, that generative and creative energy you actually are, which you then apply to whatever area of your life would like to change. And you can ask those questions: what generative and creative energy can I apply to this to change this? What can I use my generative and creative energy to create now? And what's interesting, you don't have to get up and go on the computer, start writing. This is not about the creation, by the way. It's funny, but creation is magic. Creation is when we think of something, or actually when we start choosing something, it shows up as, quote unquote, as by magic. But that's what creation is, our choice to choose something without regards to right and wrong, good and bad, without regards of aligning and agreeing, without regards if it's right, correct choice, the only choice, whatever it is. It's about choosing based on choice. And the choice is good only for 10 seconds. Because that's what magic is. Choosing every 10 seconds. And again choosing. And again choosing. And again choosing. And you can choose the same thing over again if it works for you. And you can choose suffering if it works for you. Because a lot of times suffering works for people. I never forget when I was working with, well, it's actually quite a few people, when I asked them what's the value of their suffering, a lot of them would go in and say, oh, wait, yeah, because of this and this and this and that. And when I asked them, would you like to actually let go of those values as you put on that suffering? And the value doesn't have to be something good, by the way. It can be, the value can be suffering in itself. That's a value. To abuse yourself, that's a value. To make yourself a victim, that's a value. And a lot of people like that value. They create that, how you call it, a bubble, I would say, or a box that they know. But that's not magic. Well, in a way it is. That's what I call black magic, where you're actually using magic to kill yourself, when you're using magic to destroy your life, to destroy your money. And magic is just magic. Magic is like energy, like air, like any tool. Let's take a knife. You can cut the bread with it, or you can kill. Same as magic. You can actually use your own magic against you, which majority of people, majority of the time, are doing that. Every time when you judge yourself as getting old, you're using magic to get older. When you're judging yourself being sick or tired, that's how you use magic against you. What if you start using magic for you instead of against you? What if you start asking universe, can you give me more money now, please? Universe, what would it take for me to be healthy? Universe, what can I create now? What can I contribute? And how many of you, when you hear contribution, you start cringing? Because all your life you were told that you need to pretty much give to other people. But contribution is not just giving. Contribution is simultaneously giving and receiving. And if we keep giving, there is nothing to give anymore. That's how this reality works. So people keep giving, some people receive, but the more you give, a lot of times, unless you receive back, unless you actually receive contribution and give contribution simultaneously, you get depleted. That's why a lot of people feel tired and depleted and don't want to give anymore because they give so much. How many of you give so much to other people that there is nothing else to give? And by the way, that 3 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning when we wake up, or some people, I hope a lot of people don't, that's when people stop taking from us. That's when we wake up and our body tells us, this is time to give to ourselves. That's why those questions that I was talking about, let me open them up again. What generative and creative energy can I apply to this change, to change this? What contribution can I be to Earth? What contribution can I be to the world? Because that's when you can be contribution where you actually receive. But what do we do at 3 o'clock in the morning? We toss and turn and trying to go back to sleep. And by 5 o'clock, we finally go to sleep and wake up tired. But 5 o'clock is when people actually start waking up and start taking from us and draining us. So what if you actually, at 3 o'clock in the morning, allowed yourself to receive the contribution of everything and everyone and replenish? And within half an hour, you'll probably be asleep anyway if you keep asking those questions. And it's time for our second break today. And you've been listening to Creating Abundance with Ease with myself, Helen Gitlevich, on Inspired Choices Network. And we'll continue talking about magic after we come back after the break. We'll be right back.
Many of us live our lives based on karma, on the past, and all the unfinished business in our lives. What would you choose if you did not have karma, or if you could choose what you desired instead? By tuning into Creating Abundance with Ease radio show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich, you'll receive tools and inspiration you can use to create the abundance in your life. You are an infinite being with infinite choices. Are you ready to have ease with creating abundance? Listen for Creating Abundance with Ease radio show every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. This is Creating Abundance with Ease radio show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich. To participate in the program, call in the U.S. 815-880-8255, Canada 613-800-8736, or Skype us at Inspired Choices Network. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to helen.g@att.net. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Helen Gitlevich on Creating Abundance with Ease, and today our show topic is what you believe in. And a lot of times we were talking about magic and belief systems. And I'm not talking about religious beliefs, because I respect everybody, religious beliefs or any beliefs. But what if you actually start believing in you instead of something outside of you? And you don't have to believe me. You don't have to take my word for. You can still choose to believe whatever you believe in. But what if you're much greater than you think you are, and you actually magical? There is a few classes that teaches tools of access consciousness, how to start using magic for yourself. And one of them is Access Foundation. With Access Foundation, it's 4 days of non-stop, pretty much creating your life from magic. And one of the ways how we can let go of that dark magic is by stop judging ourselves and others. Because before the break, we were talking about that every time you judge yourself, you're using magic against yourself. And that's what dark black magic is when you harming yourself or somebody else's magic. And the worst one is judgment. Because that's how we learn to communicate pretty much. That's especially with ourselves. And it's about not necessarily even talking about your judgments. It's about thinking. How many times a day do you judge yourself? I remember listening to, I think, Dane or somebody else said, what if you stopped judging yourself for a minute? Actually, for a day. And it's like, too hard. How about for an hour? Oh my God, no, that's still. How about for a minute or even 10 seconds? What if you stop judging you for 10 seconds and then maybe choose not to judge you for another 10 seconds? Because 10 seconds is probably one of the shortest or easiest interval that we can use before we start panicking and starting doing something else. Because it's like, oh my God, cannot do that. 10 seconds is, you chose it. Okay, so for 10 seconds I can live with that. No matter how harsh it is or how wonderful it is. Surprisingly, I found for myself, a lot of times it's easy and wonderful and miraculous is something that I start judging and refusing. It's like, oh, it cannot be. Oh my God. Oh, it's wrong. It's horrible. It's so easy. Yeah. So what if it's not wrongness? What if all that we've been judged as lazy or kind of like, because all the inventions actually came from laziness and to create more ease in our lives. So how much are we still in the old paradigm of continue to suffer, continue to work hard so we can deserve the prize of easy? I remember the joke. I heard it when I was a kid. A rich man goes to an island, let's say Jamaica, Bahamas, and he sees a guy sitting under a banana tree and eating a banana. And he's like, oh, you're not working. And the guy's like, no, I'm just enjoying the sun, enjoying the nature. And he's like, but you should be working. And he's like, why? Well, if you work hard, you can earn money. Okay, why would I need money for? Oh, you can buy things. You can create easy life. Okay, so, and what would I do with that? Oh, and then you can use money to come for a vacation here. And And then what? And then I would do nothing and enjoy the sun and the nature. And the guy looks at him and is like, yeah, but I'm doing it right now. So how often do we actually ignore the ease and then keep working, doing things, and then in order to achieve that ease? What if it's all just a judgment? What if you can have ease? And I'm not saying not working, and I'm not saying not doing, but I'm saying is that a lot of times we can achieve that with magic. And by magic, I'm not talking about not doing. There is still an action in magic. There is still might be going to work. There is might be still accomplishing things. But I'm talking about the effort. How much of that effort connected to stress and reactions? And I don't want to do that. Oh, I hate doing that. And I'm still, it's about creating ease with every action that we have. That's what magic is. If we stop judging, if we stop resisting or aligning, in any case, the less we kind of like put our emotions and feelings in there, the more we can put our energy into action instead of reaction. How much on a daily basis, on hourly basis, on every minute, we put our effort instead of creating something, we put our effort into reactions. Reaction in a way, magic in its own, but that's the dark magic I'm talking about when we use magic against ourselves. Because when we react, we create more of that reaction. The universe listens to every word, every thought, every feeling and emotion that we put out. So if we put out fear, if we put out stress, if we put out anguish and suffering, the universe looks at you and says, oh, you like it. Everywhere we put our attention is where the universe gives us. So if you put your attention instead of on the suffering, on the bills, on lack of money, lack of relationship, what if you actually put your attention on gratitude for what you have, for what you actually enjoy, instead of on what you're afraid of? What if it's simple as that? Readjusting your focus. And what if miracles will be as a result? How much your life will be of ease, joy, and glory instead of pain, suffering, and glory? Because that's what we are so entrained in our lives, to believe in this material reality, to believe in the work, in integrity, in morality, in so many forms and structures and definitions of this life, that we forget about magic. We forget about taking a breath and being grateful for that breath. So what do we do it right now? Allow yourself to drop your barriers, whatever barriers are right now, and just take a deep breath, but not just through your mouth or nose, through your lungs, but with the whole body. Take a deep breath in hold it for a couple of seconds and breathe out. Take another deep breath in and breathe out again. Breathe in the gratitude for that breath. And breathe out the love for the universe, for the world, for our magnificent planet that is recovering right now with the war of with the virus. Take another deep breath in. And breathe out everything that the world is asking for you. Breathe in all the contribution the world has for you. And breathe out anything that is not working for you anymore. Breathe out all that pain and suffering. Breathe in that light and love that the universe is ready to gift you. And breathe out anything that doesn't work for you anymore. All that pain and dis-ease in the body. Take another deep breath in of all the contribution that the air, the earth, the nature, or other people are ready to contribute to you. And breathe out all the discomfort in your body and give it to earth. The earth can transmute anything. And we are ready to go on our third and final break. You've been listening to Creating Abundance with Ease with myself, Helen Gitlevich, on Inspired Choices Network. And we'll be right back.
Many of us live our lives based on karma, on the past, and all the unfinished business in our lives. What would you choose if you did not have karma, or if you could choose what you desired instead? By tuning into Creating Abundance with Ease radio show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich, you'll receive tools and inspiration you can use to create the abundance in your life. You are an infinite being with infinite choices. Are you ready to have ease with creating abundance? Listen for Creating Abundance with Ease radio show every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. This is Creating Abundance with Ease radio show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich. To participate in the program, call in the U.S. 815-880-8255, Canada 613-800-8736, or Skype us at Inspired Choices Network. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to helen.g@att.net. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Helen Gitlevich on Creating Abundance with Ease, and today our show topic is what do you believe in? And we talk a lot about magic and how to use it for you, against you. We did a little breath work right before we went on a break. And my question to you, after you've taken those few breaths, breathing in the light, breathing in gratitude, breathing in contribution that the earth is to you, and breathing out everything that doesn't work for you, and contributing to everything, how do you feel right now? How does your body feel? And what if you could take, I'm not even saying 5 minutes, I'm saying 1 minute a day. Well, not a day, maybe 1 minute every couple of hours. and doing that breath, how your life would be different. And let's do it again. And I will time it this time. Take a deep breath in of everything that earth has to offer, the air has to offer for you. Breathe in that gratitude. And breathe out everything that doesn't work for you. Take another deep breath in, breathing the gratitude for your body. And breathing out everything your body does not need or require at this time, and anything that's harmful for the body. Take another deep breath in with all the light, all the love that you can possibly inhale. And breathe out everything that is toxic for your body. You don't have to know what's toxic, just breathe it out. Take another deep breath in and breathe out again whatever does not work for you. And give it to Earth. Earth can deal with any energy as long as it can transmute it. And take another deep breath in with the magic that you are. And breathe out the magic that you are. And we've done only 1 minute. And how does your body feel now? Wonderful. I hope it's lighter. And I just like to end. I would like to invite you to a couple of classes that I'm doing in the next few weeks. One of them is free unless you choose to pay for it. It's a Maestro Symphony session that's going to be on May 14th. And you can sign up on my website. You can go to creatingabundancewithease.com and choose Access Consciousness, because that's under Access Consciousness. It's on Thursday. I believe it's at 11 o'clock. And or you can go to Access Consciousness website and find me there at helengitlevich.accessconsciousness.com. I'm also doing 2 Access Foundation, which is a 4-day magical classes. One of them I'm doing with Rachel Silber from Guatemala. We co-facilitating the class starting this Friday, May 8th, starting at 11 o'clock Central Standard Time, or Chicago time. And going for 4 days, breaking for Mother's Day, because Sunday is Mother's Day. And I would like to wish Happy Mother's Day to everybody that's listening within the next couple of days or few days. And I'm doing another foundation in Russian language starting on the 15th of May. There are other classes that you can find out. I'm also doing Akashic Records classes in Russian starting on May 21st, both basic and advanced. And you can always contact me through my email or my website. I hope you enjoyed today's show. And at the end, I would like to do another expansion exercise, which to me is magical as well. We have only 5 minutes left in our show. So if you're driving or operating heavy machinery, do not close your eyes. Otherwise, you can either close your eyes or keep them open and drop your barriers and expand. Allow your crown to open up and allow the light go through your body, through your heart, and through your feet to go all the way to the core of Earth, and pull the energy of Earth through your feet through your legs, through your body, through your heart, and out of your head. And allow that energy to expand from your heart, maybe a kilometer or mile, 10 kilometers, 10 miles, 1,000 kilometers, 1,000 miles. And believe me, you're already doing it if you're doubting it. And just allow that magic that you are to spill out into the world to create the life that you desire. Because by allowing that magic to go out and asking for what you desire, you start creating that magic. You start creating everything and everyone. The only thing that you required is just to be who you are, and drop your limitations, drop your judgments. Just allow that light that goes through you, through your body, and out, expanding throughout the whole universe, to wash away everything that is not you, wash out any limitations, any blocks that you have to being you, to be everything, be the magical unicorns, be the magical creatures, the dragons, the fluffy beings or not fluffy beings that you are or decided you are. And allow that energy to go out into the world, and then bring your attention into your body. And allow that energy that's coming in from Earth, from the universe, to wash through any dark spots in your body. Look through your organs. Look through your cells, because you're at that space in between. And allow that energy to cleanse, to nourish, and to feed your body from inside, from outside. And allow, as the energy pouring in and out, wash it out, pretty much like a laundry. And allowing yourself to be totally present with what is. Take a deep breath in and allow yourself to open your eyes, or if they were open, just see the world. Now, after you allowed yourself that few minutes of quiet, and allow yourself to feel the gratitude for your body. Allow yourself to feel gratitude for you and for everyone in your life, for everything in your life, no matter who or what they are. And what if you refrain from calling things in your life problems? What if you start looking at them as choices? Choices that you made. And now you can choose something different. Something that might be more magical. Something that might be more ease. And next week, we'll have a show, same time, same place here. And with that, I'm going to say goodbye, because we have just a few seconds left in the show.
Thank you for choosing to listen to Creating Abundance with Ease radio show. Dr. Helen Gitlevich will return next Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. We hope you'll join us. Until then, have fun using the tools of the week in your life and start creating magic in your life and your body.